Hey people of YouTube, today we're covering the complete installation of the 52-inch Staysail ceiling fan by Hampton Bay. If you found this video, you might be stuck in your own installation and you're looking for some help. We're here to do just that. We've already unpacked the fan, we're going to go over all the parts, and then we're going to install this thing step by step all the way to turning it on and everything in between. So stick with us and we'll get you through it. If you want to, you can use the links down below to fast forward to any point in the installation process, and that way you can get on with your day and not have to watch the whole video. If after watching you found it helpful, please click like and subscribe, and that'll help other people find it as well. Let's just talk about the Staysail fan for a second. This is an indoor-outdoor fan, and it is wet rated, so it can be installed in any outdoor setting, but it's going to look great indoors as well. The fan has some great quick fit installation features, like a slide-on mounting bracket, AccuArm blade arms with captive screws, and quick fit blades that attach in seconds with no screws necessary. All these features are going to make the installation go much easier and quicker. The fan is a dual mount fan, meaning that it can be hung from a standard flat ceiling with the included downrod, or it can be hung from a higher angle ceiling with an extension downrod sold separately. So before we get started, just a couple of notes. You want to make sure that the electricity is turned off at the breaker box and at the wall switch. If you don't feel comfortable working around electricity, please consult with a licensed electrician. And one other note is if you're hanging this fan where there is just a light fixture on your ceiling, you need to make sure that the outlet box is clearly marked acceptable for fan support. If not, you'll need to replace that before beginning. So as you can see here, we've already unpacked the fan and we've opened up the manual to the parts page. We're just going to go over all the parts to make sure we have everything before beginning, and that way we don't get stuck along the way. So first up, you'll have the slide-on mounting bracket. That comes pre-installed inside the canopy with a canopy ring attached, and we'll show you in the first step how to remove that to get started. You'll have 5 of these wicker patterned ABS quick install blades. Those attach to the blade arms in seconds with no screws necessary. You have the AccuArm blade arms, and as mentioned, these have the captive screws for easy installation. You have the ball and downrod assembly, the decorative motor collar cover, the switch cup cap. You'll have a hardware pack that has the plastic wire nuts, the hanger and locking pin, the pull chain extension, and the rubber plug for the switch cup. And you'll have the fan motor. Now just a quick note about the fan motor. When attaching the blade brackets to the fan, you'll notice this little label here. This is just pointing out the screwdriver access hole. So you'll place the blade brackets in spot and then insert the screwdriver through this to access those screws. It's an easy process and we'll cover it in detail along the way. So we have all the parts. Just some tools we're going to need for this easy project. You need a Phillips head screwdriver. We like to have a long one and a short one on hand. We like to have a line voltage tester to make sure the wires aren't live before beginning. You may need some wire cutters and strippers. You'll need some electrical tape, and of course a ladder. So we have everything here. We're ready to begin. Let's do this. The mounting bracket comes pre-installed inside the canopy with the canopy ring attached. To remove the mounting bracket, first twist the canopy ring counterclockwise to expose the screws. You'll notice that there are 2 slotted screws and 2 standard screws located on either side of the canopy. Begin by removing and saving the 2 standard screws. Next, loosen but do not remove the 2 screws in the J slots. Once those 2 screws are loosened, simply twist the mounting bracket and lift it up to remove it from the canopy. This fan features a slide-on mounting bracket for easy installation. The mounting bracket has 2 slots on the top that will align with the 2 screws in the outlet box. To install the bracket, you'll loosen the screws in the outlet box and then align the screws with the slots in the mounting bracket. This is just a close-up demonstration of how it's done. To install the mounting bracket, use a Phillips head screwdriver to first loosen but not remove the screws in the outlet box in the ceiling. Next, feed the house supply lines through the mounting bracket and align the slots of the mounting bracket with the screws that were loosened in the outlet box. Then slide the mounting bracket into place. Then, use a Phillips head screwdriver to completely tighten both of the outlet box screws and secure the mounting bracket. Make sure that both screws are completely tightened. Begin by first loosening but not removing the 2 set screws on the motor collar using a Phillips head screwdriver. Next, unwrap the wires and gently stretch them out.
Once the wires are stretched out, it's a good idea to twist the ends together to make it easier to feed through the downrod. Feed the wires through the decorative canopy ring so that it rests on top of the motor housing. Make sure the notches of the canopy ring face towards the ceiling. Next, gently pull the green ground cable from inside the ball and downrod assembly. Insert the ball and downrod assembly through the top of the canopy so that the downrod comes out the smallest hole in the canopy. Then, slide the decorative motor collar cover on so that the largest hole is towards the bottom. Then, feed the wires through the bottom of the ball and downrod assembly so that the wires exit from the ball portion of the ball and downrod assembly. Gently pull the wires through. Then slide the downrod to the motor collar on top of the motor. Align the holes with the bottom of the downrod with the holes in the motor collar at the top of the motor. Use the locking pin and hanger pin included in the hardware pack to secure the downrod to the motor collar. With the holes aligned in the downrod and the motor collar, gently insert the hanger pin through one hole of the motor collar so that it exits through the opposite side. Make sure not to jam the wires inside the downrod. Once the hanger pin is through the motor collar, secure it by placing the locking pin in the holes at the end of the hanger pin. Finish the downrod installation by securely tightening the 2 set screws in the motor collar using a Phillips head screwdriver. Once those 2 screws are tightened, slide the decorative motor collar cover down to the fan. If installing this fan with the included downrod, it's a good idea to cut and strip the wires before hanging it. To do so, measure about a foot from the top of the ball and downrod assembly and cut the wires. Then using the strippers, strip off about 3/4 of an inch of insulation from each wire. Once the wires are stripped, twist each end to make sure that there are no frayed ends. Now the fan is ready to be hung. Before hanging the fan, it's important to note the slot in the ball that will engage the tab in the mounting bracket. When hanging, you'll insert the ball into the mounting bracket and then rotate the fan assembly until you feel the slot engage the tab. This is just a close-up demonstration. Before hanging the fan, move the house supply lines out of the way to make room for the ball to insert into the mounting bracket. To hang the fan, lift the entire assembly to the ceiling and note the location of the slot in the ball and the tab in the mounting bracket. Slide the ball into the mounting bracket and then rotate the assembly until you feel the slot engage that tab. The fan will drop slightly when properly seated and the fan will rotate no further. Begin wiring the fan by taking the green wire from the mounting bracket and the green wire from the ball and downrod assembly and twisting those 2 wires together. Once those 2 wires are twisted together, connect those wires with the bare copper house wire. This is the ground connection. Secure the connection using an included plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Next, take the white wire from the fan and connect that to the white wire from the house supply lines. Twist those 2 wires together and secure the connection using an included plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Finish the wiring by taking the fan's black and blue wires and twisting those 2 wires together. Once those wires are twisted together, connect those wires to the black house supply wire. This is the power connection. Secure the connection using an included plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Once all the wire connections have been made, gently tuck the wires into the mounting bracket and outlet box to make room for the canopy to attach. Attach the canopy to the mounting bracket by aligning the J slots with the screws that were loosened in the mounting bracket. Then lift the canopy up, engage those slots, and twist. This will hold the canopy in place. Secure the canopy using the 2 screws that were removed and saved in the first step. Insert the screw into the standard screw hole and then use a Phillips head screwdriver to completely tighten all 4 screws. Attach the decorative canopy ring by aligning the slots of the canopy ring with the screws in the canopy. Then lift the canopy up and twist to engage those screws. This will lock the canopy ring in place.
Before attaching the blades, you'll first need to remove and discard the rubber motor stops that are shipped with the fan to prevent movement during shipment. Insert a Phillips head screwdriver through the access hole in the switch cup to be able to loosen and remove the rubber motor stops. You can discard them once removed. They are just to prevent the motor from moving during shipment.
The EcuArm blade arms feature an alignment post that will align with the long slot in the base of the motor. Insert that alignment post into the long slot, which will align the captive screws to the screw holes. Insert a Phillips head screwdriver through the screwdriver access hole in the switch cup and tighten each of the 2 screws. Repeat this process for the 4 remaining blade arms. Once all 5 blade arms have been installed, it's a good idea to go back and double check that all the screws are completely tightened. This fan features QuickInstall blades that simply slide and lock into place. This is just a demonstration to show you how it works. There are 3 posts on the blade arm that align with 3 keyhole slots in the blade. You'll press the blade down and pull away from the fan to lock it in place. There's a locking mechanism that snaps into place to hold the blade securely. When installing the blade, make sure the blade labeled "this side up" faces towards the ceiling. Then align the keyhole slots with the rubber grommets on the blade arms, press down, and pull away from the fan. You'll feel the spring clip mechanism lock in place. Repeat for the 4 remaining blades. Once all of the blade arms have been installed, insert the rubber plug included in the hardware pack into the screwdriver access hole in the switch cup. This will help seal the switch cup from water intrusion for outdoor use. The switch cap attaches to the switch cup using 3 pre-installed screws that will align with the 3 screw holes in the switch cup. Using a Phillips head screwdriver, remove and save the 3 screws that are pre-installed on the switch cap. Before attaching the switch cap to the fan, note the large cutout on the switch cap that will align with the reverse switch. There's another cutout that will align with the pull chain. Align those notched cutouts with the reverse switch in the pull chain and place the switch cap into the switch cup of the fan. Adjust the switch cap to align the screw holes in the switch cup. Use the 3 screws that were removed and saved to secure the switch cap to the fan. Make sure all 3 screws are completely tightened before proceeding. The pull chain extension included in the hardware pack simply snaps onto the end of the pull chain on the fan. The fan speed is controlled by the pull chain. Pull once for high speed, twice for medium speed, 3 times for low speed, and once more to turn it off. This fan features a reversible motor controlled by the reverse switch at the bottom of the fan. Switch left provides downward airflow for use in the warmer months, and switch right provides upward airflow for use in the cooler months to draw warm air from the ceiling. Make sure the fan is off before attempting to move the switch. Congratulations, the ceiling fan installation is now complete. Time to sit back, relax with a nice tall beverage, and enjoy your new ceiling fan. As always, thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful, please click like and subscribe down below, and that'll help other people find it as well. And as we always say around here, keep it breezy.